Hello, welcome back to Paper Craft Possibilities. I'm Susan. I'm sure glad you're here. Today I'm going to be working with some of my old product from close to my heart because I have a bunch of travel photos that I want to record, and I think they just went well with the colors that were in this set. Here you can see one of the zip strips from the collection and the colors that's involved with that. And on the zip strips or the branding strips that were on all of the Let's Go Anywhere, or I'm sorry, Close to My Heart papers, they list all the colors that were in that particular collection. And I'm going to be recording some pictures from some time we spent last summer, I think it was last August, in Astoria. So Astoria is in Oregon, and there was this trolley that goes up and down the train track right on the water line, and it was a stunning day, as you can see. I mean, not a cloud in the sky. So I'm going to go ahead and record these. So let's get that intro started, and we're going to go. Here I get started with some cherry cobbler paper from Stampin' Up. I brought it on both sides, on the one and second side of the 12 by 12 sides. I used some mini glue dots to hold down that paper so I could work with it easier. These are two other papers that are in that paper collection, and it's a very light plaid, and it worked as a good background paper so it wasn't too in your face, if you will. And then I'm going to dry fit my pictures and some of the pieces that I've cut to see how they work. Here's a sticker I picked up while we were there on the trip. I like to pick those up and have them for memory's sake. And here I'm trying to put it all together, and I'm bringing in this piece of cherry cobbler. I ripped the sides of it, and then I'm bending up the sides just to kind of give it some texture. And I'm going to use this as a border. And you'll soon realize that I realized, I should say, that I had cut both one end too long and the other too short. So I'm just going to bring in some additional paper because I'll be able to hide the end if I glue them together. Here I've used one of the new corrugated 3D embossing folders, and I love this, and I love the texture. So I'm putting that there. And the thing I found with this, just as a FYI, is when you use those, you're going to need to cut your paper longer than you intended, because it makes sense when it folds up that it's going to make your paper shorter. So I would say like a ½ inch longer than what you need, depending on how much you're cutting. But just know you're going to need more paper than what you would normally need. Here I'm just showing you how I did a controlled tearing on that. You always tear toward yourself so you can have more control. And here I'm just showing you I'm gluing some pieces together, and because of the layers I'm putting on top of that, you're really not going to be able to tell. And I am using the liquid glue there because it's going to hold much better, I think. So here I'm trying to delicately cut this because it has all those ripped edges. So I'm really having to be careful on how I line this up. But it worked. Now it's time to bring all three of those layers together for those borders. And it is best when you're using a corrugated or an embossed type of paper treatment that you use a liquid glue, because it'll go into all the nooks and crannies on that textured piece of paper. Boy, when I say nooks and crannies, it makes me think of English muffins. Anyways, yes, you want to use some liquid glue here. Now I'm trying to figure out how I want to map these pictures. I want them to look like they're one continuous piece going over both sides of the paper, but I'm not happy with the white that I've put behind there. If you'll notice on the plaid background paper that it's not a true white. So then I brought in the Very Vanilla from Stampin' Up, and that just, I think, ends up looking, although it matches the trolley, as you'll see there, it looks a little too yellow. So I fuss around here for a few minutes trying to figure out what's going to work best. And you'll see I eventually bring back in some, I think it's called Midnight Navy, or it could have been I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'll put it down below. But it might have been a Stampin' Up! Color, or it could have been a Close to My Heart. But I end up using the blue and the cherry cobbler. I think it just looked best. And it just, I don't know, the white, or the very vanilla and the white, one was just too yellow and the other was just too stark of a white. So mess around with that when you're doing your photos and just see what looks best to you. But it definitely needed a border or a mat to the photos, and I like to use a double mat on most of my stuff. And I think we have it. I think there you go. I think we end up with the cranberry, excuse me, the cherry cobbler and the navy there. I think it just looks the best. So I go ahead and I cut those out as one continuous piece on the red and the navy. They're not individual. Here I'm bringing in the stickers from this paper collection, and I'm pulling off some that I think will work. I'm using my static release powder on those, and you'll notice I put a little handle on mine just because I don't like the feel of that powder on my skin. Don't know what it is, but I use one of those heavy-duty like paper clips on mine. Here's the alphabet set that I'm showing to you, and it's part of the celebration over on Stampin' Up's site, which is going to end here at the end of the month. When I saw this go up for free on the set with a $60 order, I'm like, seriously? So I grabbed that. I couldn't believe it. I might even pick up another set. But there are double alphabets on here, on most of them, double letters on the letters you use a lot. So I loved it. And then I use these with double stick paper, or sticky paper. Here I'm showing it to you. And I run that through my cut and emboss machine. And that way it makes all of those little tiny alphas stickers, and I don't have to worry about using glue or something on something that's that thin. So I would encourage you to pick some up of that double stick paper. I'll list it below. And it's not a double stick paper. It's like a sticky paper, whatever. Anyways, there you go. Here I brought in my tray of goodies that I'm thinking about using, and I brought in these gems. I don't end up using them. They looked a little too clunky on this page. They're real industrial looking, and I thought they might work. They just didn't feel right to me, so I pulled those back off. And I've cut those dies up at the top, or those tags, out of one of my die sets, which I love. And then I'm just trying to mess around to see where I could put this one little last tag, and I end up not using it. This one on my left hand here is a stamp from the, a sticker from the sticker sheet, and it's like a world map. And then in my left hand there, you'll see one of the labels from the sticker sheet also. So I'm just trying to figure out where I need those. Excuse my phone, it just went off. As I finish off this page, I decide to bring in some of the twine from Stampin' Up, which again I'm loving. I have, I think, every color that they make right now. And I'm going to put some ties up on those tags at the top. Whenever I use those, if I don't use a gem on that little hole, I just feel like I need to add some ribbon or some twine, and I think that just finishes it off. Now it's time to bring in, I think, some of the last finishing touches. Here I'm bringing in some twine, and I believe I shared this one with you on our unboxing in our last video, but I just love these jewel tone colors. So I use the green and the blue, and then in another set I bring in like the khaki color. And I believe I have all of these different twine sets in my collection now. I just love them. It's just great to use when the ribbon is just a little too chunky. You can bring these in and use them. With all of this twine on there, I think we're just about done with this page. But I just wanted to show you a couple other things. I also wanted to remind you to stop over to my website, which is papercraftpossibilities.net. That's my personal site where you can sign up for my February card class. And you can either get that for free with a $60 order, or you can pay for that out directly if you'd like, and I'll send you all the supplies you need for that. And we'll have a live class at the end of the month and put the cards together and just kind of chat online. Here I'm bringing in my new stamp, or my punch, and There's different sizes you can make with these and width, but I have chosen to go with a full, I think it's 1 inch. And I'm making like a ticket in to these to make them look like the tickets we purchased to get onto this tram. And I'm going to see if I can use those up at the top, and you'll see me fuss around with this for a bit. Does everyone else fuss around like this and just kind of trying to figure out where you want things? Ultimately, they do find a home. Anyways, let's see what we can come up with here. Up by the tram sticker, it just doesn't look right to me. It's too close to those arrows that are pointing down. Just doesn't feel right. So now I'm just trying to put everything together and have it find its home. And these stickers, I kind of come up with a solution. Tickets don't look good there, but the tags look good there. And you'll see how I start gluing this all together and making these little compilations of groupings on this page. And eventually I get to the point where I'm happy, but I think we all do it. I think we all have to fuss around and figure out what looks good to us. So now I'm going through and I'm pulling off the release tape on the back of each one of those letters. And what was really nice is this paper had a straight line running through it for the plaid. And I made sure when I looked up above on the top of the cut there, right above the all aboard sign, that I did have a straight cut, so it wasn't often going downhill or uphill. So it worked out beautifully. So I made sure that all my letters were straight across. And gosh, I'm going to get a lot of use out of this alphabet die. So I tried the tickets there, no can do. And we almost find it, and that's where they call home. It worked out well right there, and it just made me happy. So that's where they stayed. While I'm busy putting the finishing touches on this page and gluing everything down, I was just hoping if I could ask you to be a doer of all things. And what does that mean? That means if you could take a minute to subscribe, like, comment, that would mean a great deal to me. And it makes YouTube people very happy. And behind the scenes, I've been working on another video that will deal in craft room storage, and something that I think we all struggle with as our collections become bigger and bigger and we enjoy the hobby that we all do together. So hopefully you'll find that helpful, but that should be coming up in another week or two as I wait for a few things to show up here in the studio and to, okay, let's be honest, to do some organizing. Also, I have some construction going on here in the house, not in the studio, so I'm having to kind of work around what's going on there. But here we do have the last finishing touches, and I'm sorry that I got my head in there. Just had to kind of see what I was doing. And there I have a little tab that I'm putting down, the last of the little added touches there. And there come the tickets out, so I can glue them down and make a commitment to that. These pictures just make me happy, especially it reminds me of a sunny day. We've been pretty cloudy here for a while. I'm anxious to get the sun back out. And there we go. And I want to thank you all for tuning in today. It means a great deal to me and my husband both. We thank you, and hopefully you'll have a great week. I know you will. Go out and craft and have some fun.